This episode of Connected with Kelly is sponsored by Pickers Vodka, proudly made in Nashville, Tennessee. So Pickers is a tribute to the musicians whose sounds fill the air in Music City. Pickers Vodka is distilled 11 times from non-GMO corn, and it's gluten-free. My new favorite is the Pickers Unplugged Vodka Soda. They're in cans. They are only 96 calories, 0 carbs, great flavors. You need to give them a try. Visit pickersvodka.com to find out more or to order online. It's probably the biggest show on television, at least reality television. We're talking about The Voice. I know, you like it. You love watching those blind auditions just like I do. Well, it's particularly exciting when you know somebody who is auditioning. And that's the case with Pete Mroz. We go back 20 years. Pete has been in Nashville doing music and just really trying to figure out what he wanted his sound to be. Now he's on Team Blake, and his audition video has over 1 million views. So I'm catching up with my friend Pete to find out more about the audition on The Voice. Let's get connected. I love the fact that I get to chat with one of my friends. This is like...
I know, right? I know.
Okay, so we've known each other since, what, 2001? 2002? Probably. 2001, I guess.
Yeah, 2000.
Oh my gosh.
No. It was before that.
Maybe.
We've known each other. Paul and I started, I think Paul and I worked at the golf shop in 1997.
I mean, it just feels like we've known each other for so long. And here's what I love so much about this. When I'm watching The Voice and I see you step out there, I've known you forever. I've watched you perform. You've been in Nashville for years and years. I've seen you do the band thing. I've seen you do the solo thing. And so watching you on that stage, Pete, felt like all the heavens aligned, the angels sang, like it was just your time. And I know that you've auditioned for other shows, and I think you've even auditioned for The Voice in the past, but what was it about this time that just made it right?
You know, I don't know. I guess in life, I'm going to go back to my wife. You know, I mean, the moment that Tony came into my life, everything really did line up, you know, in ways that I never could have imagined. So I believe when you're given your true purpose, everything really all your priorities get in line and all of your energy gets in line and everything is kind of coming straight forward into the universe, if you will. And versus, I think in the past, I was a little there, you know, I mean, I was throwing out a lot of energy, but maybe it wasn't really focused energy, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And having purpose like Tony and the boys, you know, that give me a very singular thought process of taking care of them, you know, versus me. It's not about me anymore. It's about them. So the amazing byproduct of that is when I do go out on something like that Voice stage, of which, let me just say, is totally weird. It's totally weird. There's nothing like it ever. I've performed everywhere and there's nothing like it. Nothing. And it's not weird in a bad way or anything. It's just different. It's like you're on another planet.
Yeah.
But I was incredibly focused. And every judge up there is my age pretty much. So it's not like I'm talking to, I just felt like I know them. And it's like, hey, what do you guys want to talk about? Let's do this.
Well, you actually do know Blake. I mean, that's the other fun thing too. I knew that you had that connection and that you'd done Young Writers. So when you headed into that stage and you're stepping there, you're singing, you're ready, what were you thinking the moment that Blake turned around?
Well, let me just back up just a nanosecond, because
Okay.
when I walked up, I turned to the left, get to the microphone. I was super focused on the crowd that was behind the coaches' turn chairs. In my mind, I was like, I'm not singing to those coaches. I'm singing to the people that listen in the crowd, just like it's about connection when you sing.
Right.
Art is created when it comes out of that mouth into your ear. That is where the art happens. And that was what I was so focused on, that to the point when John turned, I didn't even realize he turned. Like, I didn't know it was him. I mean, I was not even looking. I wasn't like I went, oh, John Legend turned.
Yeah.
I think had I would have thought that. I would have thought like, whoa, that's so cool, you know? But then when Blake turned, in my subconscious, I knew that that was his position, because I love the show. I've watched the show. I've seen probably almost every season. I just think it's a cool show. And I was like, oh my God, you know, that's why I smiled and I pointed at Blake like, ha, you know, you turned, you know. And then that broke my concentration. I mean, I could see several things I did wrong after that, like I sang wrong or I missed this or that. And then I was thinking, I wonder if Kelly's going to turn. I did, you know, I knew that they said Nick Jonas was on it, but look, I'm an old dog. I don't know who Nick Jonas is. Like, I have zero clue. So, I mean, I could be his dad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so it was kind of like, I knew though, I was like, oh, I wonder if Kelly will. So I think people out there know this, but I play golf, you know, and there's an old thing in golf that says, you know, if you're playing good, you're ahead, just hit it down the middle. Just hit it down the middle. So there's a big note at the end I was going to hit to try to get Kelly to turn the chair. But in that moment, I was like, nuh-uh, I'm just going to hit it right down the middle. I got 2 chairs. It's all good.
I I love that you played it safe. I love that you played it safe. You're
And
like,
if you watch
"Nope."
it back, at the very end, when I go to hit my "Can't Find My Way," I kind of went, "Can't find my way." I pulled that note, you know, because I was like, I don't need to. So anyway,
Speaking of watching it back, did I see this video already has over 1,000,000 views, right?
isn't that
Wow.
crazy? Crazy. It blows my mind. I mean, truly, I have spent so much time over the years trying to figure out how to get a video to get 1,000 likes, or, you know, 1,500. Ooh, that got to 2,000. Watch out, you know. Oh my God, you know, it's went viral. You know, I can't even fathom. Like, someone sent me a text that said like, you're over 1 million views. I was like, what? And I looked it up and I was like, this is insane. This is crazy. And it was everywhere. It's everywhere. I mean, it's like, it's weird. It's like, I see that picture up on your screen there. I'm like, who, that guy looks like me.
I
What is
know.
that?
Well, and it had to be a moment too. I mean, you're sitting there, and I love the fact that you were so totally you when you were talking to all the judges. I mean, knowing you as long as I have, I was like, "Oh, you are in your element," because I know you can have a conversation with somebody and have fun. And I thought, "Okay, here we go. This is it. This is where he shines." And you did. But having that back and forth with Blake, immediately I'm like, this is where he belongs. He's going to end up on Team Blake. But was there a moment where you maybe thought about going with John just to change things up?
I did. And I think John Legend is so amazing. He is a phenomenal musician, singer, writer. He's a great, I mean, and a lot of people have said to me, like, man, I can't believe you didn't go with John, like from a writing standpoint and a playing standpoint. But I just really felt a connection with Blake and Blake's audience. You know, I mean, it's not just about that moment of being starstruck of which coach, you know, Kelly, John, Nick, you know, Blake. It's maybe if I was younger, I maybe would have, you know,
Yeah.
I would have been kind of prey to that. But in my mind, I really felt like Blake and Blake's audience and his people, you know, that they probably had more to kind of offer in this particular setting, if you will.
Knowing what you love and what you gravitate toward, you can do country, you can do Americana, you can do roots music, but I know that you love blues and I know that that's a part of you. So are we going to get more of that? I mean, I know you can't give too much away, but just what do you want to portray to people? Because this is the biggest platform you've ever been on. This is your shot, brother. As Hamilton says, don't throw away your shot. What are you going to do? What are you going to be known for?
I hope that whatever happens going forward, that I will always try to keep one foot on the path of the blues, however I can, That doesn't mean that I'm gonna sing a straight blues song. That just means that whatever I sing, whether it be a pop song, a country song, whatever that is, I will try to always keep one foot there. So someone will construe that, or maybe say that that's soul, or wow, that's kind of, wow, that really sounded, bluesy, or because I do love the blues, but I'm not just a blues singer. That's always been the hardest thing that you've probably seen through the years with me. It's like everyone wants to put you in a box, in a genre, and this is your lane, stay in your lane, you know. But what if you're on a 5-lane highway and you can drive just as fast on all those lanes?
Mhm.
Which one you get in, and you're still going to get to where you're going. And I think now it's just taking me a lot longer.
But you know what? It's all supposed to happen at the right time. That's just it. It's all perfect timing. Tell me a Blake story. Give me something fun, because I think that's what people are really loving, is the fact that you do have some of these older pictures. You've got these memories. What's a fun Blake story that you can share from the young rider days?
I've told one story a couple times, so I'll tell you a different one.
Okay.
I am happily married man. You're looking at the luckiest man in the world right now. Right here I am. Right here it is. If you want to know what the luckiest guy looks like, here he is, right here. But I will tell you, I did say to Blake one time, I liked his sister a long time ago, and I said, "Hey, what's up with your sister?" And he, Blake's so much taller than me. You knew me when I was in my 20s.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know.
I was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he just looked. I remember him looking down. He's like, "Don't even think about it." And I said to him, "Don't worry about it, man. She looks too much like you." And I said, "That would be weird." I said, "That would just be weird. She's like a female version of you. I can't. It's just weird."
Oh, that's good.
I will say that by people asking me this question, I have realized I have forgotten a lot of stuff. I have a hard time remembering back to that particular part of my life, and I think it's because I met so many. I moved to Nashville when I was 19, and we were kids. We were young. Like, I think when that was going on, just turned 21, and I was going to every songwriter night, playing. I mean, I was networking like crazy. I can't remember. I
Right.
have a hard time remembering all the details of what happened.
Well, I mean, I like I've known Blake forever too, and I have all of these pictures, these ridiculous mullet pictures, and when he was still wearing fringe, and crazy stuff. But the
Fringe.
great thing
Please
is,
bring that picture back.
I'll send it to you later. Here's the great thing, though, I think is really fun. He is one of those people, and there are a few of them in our genre, that he has a killer memory, and it will not surprise me. It will not surprise me at all if he starts bringing up things that you've forgotten. That won't surprise me at all, because he really does. Like, he says stuff that last time I saw him, he mentioned something to me, and I'm like, how do you remember that? That was, early 2000s. Like, how did that even come about? So don't be surprised if he starts pulling skeletons out of the closet.
Right.
It's
That was
coming.
funny though. He did during there's a lot of stuff that you don't see on the show once they edit it down.
Right.
And he did say during that audition process, he was like, "Oh yeah, you wrote with Robin this," and he was like rattling off names. I'm like, "Oh my God, like how does he remember that?" Like,
Mm-hmm.
what? It's a trip, man. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does remember. I'm sure he does.
He
I'm
does.
sure he
Okay.
remembers.
I mean, it would be kind of fantastic if all of the young writers got back together at some point. I'm just gonna set that into the universe. I'm just gonna set it out. Okay.
You put it out there. What is the date? What is the date today? The 9th, the 8th?
It
Kelly
is.
Sutton put it out there into the universe that the young writers will do a reunion.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so last question. I mean, you are happily married. You are in a dream job right now. You've got two beautiful boys. What do you hope this brings you? I mean, this is something that you've wanted your whole life. And I feel like in a weird way, when you kind of released it and didn't try to hold on to it so tight, now it's coming back to you. What do you want to happen? Yeah.
Scary as hell is what it is. It's like, it's scary. You know, I mean, I have an amazing job and I'm very thankful. I mean, my family life is in check. I mean, that was the main thing I always wanted, was just a family. You know, funny, people say, where are you from? Where's your home? You know, and I would always default to Nashville, but really my home, I realized that my home is my family. That is my home. So it doesn't matter where, Arizona or Nashville, wherever I'm at, you know, as long as I have them, I'm good. You know, like that's where. So as far as the job goes, and I do love my job. I love music. I think I can do it all. We'll see. We'll see if I can, you know. I don't want to have to make those hard decisions where it has to be one thing or the other. I lived my whole life where people say, you know, do this, you have to do this, focus on that, you know, and I think the world's different today. I do. I think people multitask, they do a lot of different things, you know, especially people at home now, they're working from home and they're doing their job, but yet they've got a whole nother life outside of that now. And it's kind of being more accepted. So I hope that I can do both. How cool would it be to be the FootJoy sales rep in Arizona and win The Voice? What?
The singing FootJoy rep. You have to sing every
Oh my
time.
God.
That's
I
something.
had to do an event the other day, and sure enough, they watched the show Monday night, and the golf pro goes, "Hey, I'd like to get the FootJoy rep up here." And he calls me up and he says, "Everyone, Pete Mroz, he was on The Voice last night." I'm like, oh boy, here we go. So fast forward, you can do two things when that happens. I've been in this situation many times, right? You can, one, be a total jerk, and nobody likes that. Nobody does. It don't matter. It doesn't matter how much they like you. Nobody wants to see that, right? Or you can suck it up, Buttercup, and you can just kind of do the do.
So what'd you sing?
I sang my audition song a cappella for like 45 lady golfers sitting there drinking their little martinis and like, oh,
Listen, you just got 45 votes, friend. So that
that's
is
exactly right. And I sold 25 pair of shoes. So come on.
I love this so much. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to watch this. This is going to be the best season ever. Man, we are just so happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good seeing your face. Good talking to you. That pretty smile of yours. Talk to you soon, okay?
All right, I'm going to be voting for you. You know it. Pete Mroz, everybody, Team Blake on The Voice. Have you been watching? And will you be voting? That's the big question. Tell me who you love. Who's your favorite coach on The Voice? Put it below. Let's get some conversation going. Make sure that you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so. And if you hit the bell, then that means you'll be alerted when we have brand new episodes, which we do each and every week. Guys, in the meantime, make sure that you are staying connected with all the people and things you love the most.